Welcome to the channel. Overthinking can feel like an endless loop, thoughts spinning, worries growing, and peace slipping further away. But just as the mind can become tangled, it can also be gently untangled. Here are simple, mindful steps to help you break free from overthinking and reclaim your sense of calm and clarity. Anchor yourself with your breath. Overthinking often drags our attention away from the present, pulling us into the endless loops of past regrets or future anxieties. These mental spirals can feel consuming, making it challenging to focus on the here and now. However, the breath offers a simple and effective way to return to the present moment. The beauty of mindful breathing lies in its accessibility. You carry this tool with you wherever you go. By tuning into the rhythm of your breath, you can gently interrupt the cycle of overthinking and ground yourself in the moment. To begin this practice, find a comfortable position, either sitting or standing. You don't need any special equipment or setting. Simply being where you are is enough. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable, or keep them softly focused on a neutral point in your surroundings. Start by taking a deep inhale through your nose, allowing your lungs to expand fully. Hold this breath for a moment, noticing the stillness it brings to your body and mind. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, letting the air leave your body in a controlled and steady flow. As you exhale, imagine your racing thoughts as leaves drifting on a stream. Each thought that arises is gently placed onto the water and carried away out of your mental space. This visualization can be profoundly calming, as it reminds you that thoughts are temporary and don't need to define your state of being. No matter how persistent or loud they feel, you can release them with each breath. This act of visualizing your thoughts as separate from yourself creates a sense of detachment, making it easier to let go. If your mind wanders during this process, which is natural, simply notice the distraction without judgment and return your focus to your breath. The goal isn't to eliminate thoughts altogether, but to redirect your attention each time you catch it drifting. With practice, this gentle return to the breath becomes a natural way to break free from the grip of overthinking. Each inhale and exhale becomes a soothing anchor, keeping you tethered to the stability of the present. Breathing in this way also has a direct impact on your body's stress response. When overthinking takes hold, it often triggers a cascade of physical reactions: tightened muscles, a racing heart, or shallow, rapid breathing. By consciously slowing your breath, you send a signal to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. This physiological shift reduces the intensity of the overthinking loop, creating a sense of calm that extends beyond the immediate moment. Consistency in this practice deepens its effects over time. Initially, you might notice only brief moments of peace before your thoughts reappear. That's perfectly normal. Each time you return to your breath, even for a few seconds, you're training your mind to pause and reset. Over time, these moments of clarity can lengthen, making it easier to navigate stressful situations without being consumed by overthinking. Another benefit of focusing on your breath is the way it enhances your awareness of the present. Overthinking often feels chaotic because it scatters your attention in multiple directions. In contrast, mindful breathing narrows your focus to a single, steady point. This simple act of concentrating on your breath can feel like finding solid ground after being tossed around in turbulent waters. It's a reminder that stability is always within reach, even when life feels overwhelming. The simplicity of this practice is what makes it so powerful. You don't need to carve out a large amount of time or space to engage with it. Just a few conscious breaths can create a noticeable shift in your mental state. Whether you're at work, stuck in traffic, or lying awake at night, you can turn to your breath as a calming presence. It's a small act of self-care that carries immense benefits. Over time, mindful breathing can transform how you relate to your thoughts. Instead of feeling trapped or controlled by them, you can observe them with curiosity and compassion. This shift in perspective allows you to respond to challenges with greater clarity and ease, rather than reacting out of habit or fear. Each breath becomes an opportunity to practice letting go, creating space for peace to grow. Name your thoughts to tame them. Overthinking often feels overwhelming because thoughts appear as an unmanageable blur, a chaotic swirl of emotions and ideas that can be hard to untangle. When our minds are consumed by endless loops of thinking, it can feel like being trapped in a storm with no way out. One of the simplest and most effective ways to find clarity amidst this chaos is to name your thoughts. By giving each thought a label, you begin to create a sense of order and regain control over your mental space. It's a gentle but powerful practice that can transform how you relate to your mind. Imagine your thoughts as waves in the ocean, constantly rising and falling. Instead of getting swept away by them, you can step back and observe each one. When a thought arises, take a moment to pause and identify it. For example, you might notice, "This is a worry about work," or "This is regret about yesterday." By doing this, you're not suppressing the thought or trying to push it away. Instead, you're acknowledging its presence and giving it a clear name. This act of naming allows you to step out of the emotional intensity and look at the thought with a sense of detachment. The key is to approach this practice without judgment. It's not about labeling a thought as good or bad, right or wrong. Instead, it's about recognizing it for what it is, a temporary mental event. Just as you might label a passing cloud in the sky or a bird flying by, you can label your thoughts and watch them drift away. This process helps to create a sense of space between you and your thoughts, making it easier to let go of those that no longer serve you. Over time, you may notice that the simple act of naming can bring immediate relief, reducing the intensity of overthinking. One of the reasons this practice works so well is that it disrupts the cycle of identification. Often, we become so entangled with our thoughts that we mistake them for reality. If you think, "I'm failing at my job," it's easy to believe that thought and let it shape your emotions and actions. By naming the thought, "This is a worry about work," you remind yourself that it is just a thought, not a fact. This shift in perspective can be liberating, allowing you to approach the situation with greater clarity and balance. Additionally, naming your thoughts helps to bring awareness to recurring patterns. You might notice that certain types of thoughts keep coming back, such as worries about the future or regrets about the past. Recognizing these patterns can give you valuable insight into your mental habits and help you address the root causes of overthinking. For example, if you notice a recurring fear of failure, you can begin to explore where that fear comes from and how you can work through it in a constructive way. Another benefit of this practice is that it slows down the mental whirlwind. Overthinking often feels like a flood of thoughts coming all at once, making it hard to focus or find a sense of calm. By naming each thought, you're essentially slowing down the process, allowing your mind to move at a more manageable pace. It's like organizing a messy room. One item at a time, you create a sense of order and ease. This gradual slowing down can be deeply soothing, helping you reconnect with the present moment. It's important to remember that this practice is not about stopping your thoughts entirely. Thoughts are a natural part of being human, and they will always come and go. What changes is how you relate to them. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or consumed by overthinking, you can observe your thoughts with curiosity and compassion. This shift in mindset can help you feel more grounded and in control, even in the midst of challenging situations. For some, naming thoughts can feel unnatural at first, especially if you're used to being caught up in the flow of overthinking, but with consistent practice, it becomes second nature. You might find it helpful to start by setting aside a few minutes each day to consciously name your thoughts. As you get more comfortable with the process, you can apply it throughout your day whenever you notice your mind beginning to spiral. This adaptability makes it a practical tool for everyday life. Over time, naming your thoughts can become a form of mindfulness, a way to stay present and aware of your inner world. Instead of being a passive participant in your thought patterns, you become an active observer, choosing how to respond. This sense of agency can be empowering, helping you break free from the grip of overthinking and move toward a state of greater peace and clarity. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. You don't need any special tools or techniques, just the willingness to pause, observe, and name. Each time you do, you take a small but significant step toward untangling the knots of overthinking. With patience and consistency, this practice can help you cultivate a calmer, more focused mind, one thought at a time. Cultivate gratitude in the moment. Gratitude has a remarkable ability to shift our mental state, gently pulling us out of the cycle of overthinking and grounding us in the goodness of the present moment. When the mind feels weighed down by endless what-ifs and should-haves, pausing to recognize what is already well in your life creates a powerful mental reset. The practice of gratitude doesn't require grand gestures or life-altering events. It begins with acknowledging the small, simple blessings that are often overlooked. These tiny moments of appreciation have the power to transform your perspective, anchoring you in abundance rather than scarcity. To practice gratitude, take a deep breath and pause. In that moment, let yourself notice 3 things you are grateful for right now. They don't have to be extraordinary. Maybe it's the warmth of a cozy blanket, the way sunlight filters through the window, or the taste of your favorite tea. The practice works best when you focus on what feels meaningful in the here and now, no matter how small. By intentionally naming these blessings, you create a pocket of stillness in your mind, which can help interrupt the stream of overthinking. Gratitude works by rewiring your focus. Overthinking often magnifies problems, drawing your attention to uncertainties, fears, or things you cannot control. When you shift your awareness to gratitude, you are choosing to highlight what is already good and steady in your life. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about balancing the scales, giving your mind a chance to rest in positivity instead of dwelling solely on negativity. Each time you acknowledge something you're thankful for, you're reminding yourself that even amidst difficulties, beauty and kindness still exist. This simple practice also connects you to the present moment. Overthinking thrives on projecting into the future or analyzing the past, keeping you disconnected from the now. Gratitude pulls you back by focusing your attention on what you can feel, see, or appreciate right now. For example, noticing the kindness of a friend reminds you of the support in your life. Savoring a good meal anchors you in the joy of that experience. This mindful awareness of gratitude creates a sense of presence that helps you find peace even when the mind feels busy. Gratitude not only benefits your mental state, but also creates a ripple effect in your relationships. When you take time to appreciate the good around you, you often radiate warmth and positivity toward others. People feel this energy and respond to it, creating a cycle of mutual kindness and connection. A simple thank you or expression of gratitude towards someone can deepen bonds and remind you that you are not alone. These moments of shared appreciation become a counterbalance to the isolating nature of overthinking, reminding you of the web of support that surrounds you. The more you practice gratitude, the easier it becomes to shift out of overthinking. Like strengthening a muscle, each acknowledgement of a blessing reinforces your ability to see the good, even in challenging times. This doesn't mean overthinking will disappear entirely, but it provides a tool to navigate through it with greater ease. By choosing gratitude, you are choosing to break free from the loop of mental noise and find moments of clarity, calm, and connection to the present moment. Set a time limit for reflection. Overthinking often happens when our thoughts are left to run wild, unchecked, and without boundaries. It's natural to reflect on concerns or problems, but when reflection turns into endless rumination, it can become exhausting and unproductive. By intentionally setting a time limit for reflection, you create a container for your thoughts, allowing space for consideration while preventing spiraling. This simple practice shifts your focus from being consumed by worry to approaching concerns with clarity and intention. To implement this, choose a specific amount of time, perhaps 5 or 10 minutes, and dedicate it solely to reflecting on the matter at hand. Set a timer, ensuring that this becomes a structured and purposeful session. During this time, allow yourself to explore your thoughts and feelings fully, giving voice to your concerns without judgment. If helpful, you might write down key points to provide focus and direction during this reflection period. The act of setting this boundary not only brings mindfulness to the process, but also helps establish a sense of control over your mental space. When the timer ends, it is essential to honor the boundary you have set. Take a deep breath and consciously decide to let go of the topic for now. This letting go process can be supported by shifting your attention to another activity, such as a grounding task or something you enjoy. Redirecting your focus to the present moment ensures that the momentum of overthinking does not take hold again, reinforcing the mental boundary you've created. What makes this practice so effective is its ability to separate healthy reflection from the endless loop of overthinking. It encourages constructive thinking within a set framework, ensuring that your concerns are acknowledged and addressed without allowing them to dominate your mental energy. Over time, this intentional approach can help you build trust in your ability to manage thoughts productively, reducing the overwhelm that often accompanies overthinking. In addition, setting a time limit teaches your mind that not all concerns require prolonged attention. Some worries dissipate when given less power, and this practice creates the opportunity to observe which thoughts truly deserve your energy and which do not. As this habit becomes part of your routine, you'll likely notice a greater sense of mental clarity and emotional balance, with fewer episodes of aimless rumination. The beauty of this approach lies in its simplicity and adaptability. Whether practiced in the morning to clear your mind for the day or in the evening to reflect before rest, setting a time limit for reflection empowers you to navigate your thoughts intentionally. By stepping into the role of observer and decision maker, you cultivate a healthier relationship with your mind, where thoughts no longer control you, but instead serve as tools for insight and growth. Engage in a grounding activity. Physical sensations offer a powerful way to redirect your mind when it begins to spiral into overthinking. By shifting attention to the body, you bring yourself back to the present, where clarity and calm reside. The act of grounding reconnects you to what is real and tangible, cutting through the fog of mental clutter that often accompanies overthinking. It is a simple yet effective method that anchors your awareness to the here and now. One way to practice grounding is by engaging with your immediate surroundings. Reach for a textured object, a smooth stone, a piece of fabric, or even a wooden surface. Notice the details, how it feels against your skin, its temperature and its weight. This practice encourages your senses to become fully involved, gently pulling your mind away from racing thoughts. You might also run your fingers through your hair, focusing on the sensation of each strand as it moves through your fingers. These small, intentional acts remind you of your connection to the physical world. Another grounding technique is to plant your feet firmly on the floor, whether you're standing or sitting. Feel the solidity beneath you, the unyielding support of the earth or the surface beneath your shoes. Wiggle your toes, press your heels down, and take a moment to acknowledge the stability this simple act provides. Saying to yourself, "I am here in this moment," reinforces this feeling of presence and creates a mental break from overthinking. And nature also provides grounding opportunities. Walking barefoot on grass, sand, or soil is an excellent way to re-establish your connection to the earth. As you move, pay attention to the textures and temperatures beneath your feet. This practice not only brings awareness to the body, but also fosters a sense of calm and balance, as though you're rooted like a tree. Even if you can't step outside, visualizing this experience can evoke similar feelings of connection and stillness. Breathing can also be combined with grounding exercises for deeper effectiveness. For instance, as you touch an object or feel the ground beneath you, take a slow, deep breath in and let it out just as slowly. This conscious synchronization of breath and touch creates a rhythm that soothes the nervous system, reducing the tension and anxiety that often fuel overthinking. The repetition of this practice can become a comforting ritual to call upon whenever your mind begins to race. These grounding practices are both subtle and accessible, making them easy to incorporate into your daily life. They don't require special tools or environments, only a willingness to pause and connect with your senses. By returning to the present moment through these physical sensations, you create a refuge from overthinking, giving your mind the space it needs to reset and find peace. Write it out. Writing can be a powerful tool to manage overthinking because it allows you to transfer your thoughts from your mind onto paper. When your thoughts feel chaotic and overwhelming, picking up a pen or opening a notebook can create a sense of structure. You don't need to worry about grammar, spelling, or how it all sounds. The goal is simply to express what's on your mind without judgment. This practice can feel liberating, like clearing out a cluttered room to make space for calm and clarity. As you begin writing, let your thoughts flow naturally. You might start with a single word or phrase that describes what you're feeling, such as anxious or uncertain, and allow your pen to follow where that leads. Write as if you're speaking to a trusted friend or even yourself, letting the words pour out without hesitation. You may find that what initially felt like a jumbled mess of worries starts to take shape. The process of externalizing your thoughts gives them form, making them easier to understand and address. Journaling also provides a unique opportunity for self-reflection. When your thoughts are written down, you can look at them from a different perspective, almost as if they belong to someone else. This distance helps you approach your challenges more objectively. What seemed insurmountable when it was swirling in your mind might appear manageable or even solvable when laid out on the page. You might notice patterns in your thinking or discover insights that were hidden beneath the surface of your mental clutter. Another benefit of writing is the sense of release it can bring. Thoughts that remain in your head often feel heavier with time, but putting them on paper lightens that load. It's as if your journal becomes a safe container holding your worries so you don't have to carry them alone. The act of writing can transform your relationship with your thoughts, shifting from feeling trapped by them to being in control of how you engage with them. Writing can also create a sense of ritual, a designated time and space for processing your feelings. By setting aside even just a few minutes each day to journal, you signal to yourself that your thoughts are worth exploring, but they don't have to consume you all day. This boundary between thinking and journaling helps prevent overthinking from creeping into other parts of your life, allowing you to be more present and focused. Over time, your journal becomes more than just a place for release. It becomes a record of your growth. Revisiting past entries can be a powerful reminder of how far you've come, showing you that moments of overthinking and doubt are temporary. This practice helps you develop self-compassion and resilience, knowing that you've faced your thoughts before and found a way through them. Writing isn't just about solving problems. It's about creating space for understanding, healing, and peace. Embrace a letting go ritual. Overthinking often feels like a weight we carry, with worries circling endlessly in our minds. To lighten this mental load, consider engaging in a symbolic ritual to let go of these burdens. This practice creates a physical expression of release, helping your mind acknowledge the act of moving forward. It may seem simple, but these small, symbolic gestures can carry profound emotional weight. Begin by taking a quiet moment to reflect on the thoughts or worries that have been occupying your mind. These could be anything from recurring anxieties about the future to unresolved frustrations about the past. Once you've identified them, write them down on a piece of paper. Be as detailed or as simple as you need. This step is about transferring your thoughts from your mind to a tangible form. As you write, imagine yourself pouring these mental burdens onto the paper, creating space within yourself for peace and clarity. Once your thoughts are written down, choose a safe and symbolic way to destroy the paper. Tearing it up into small pieces can be a satisfying act, representing the disintegration of those worries. If you prefer, burning the paper safely and responsibly can symbolize transformation, with the smoke carrying your concerns away. Whichever method you choose, allow yourself to focus on the act as a release, visualizing your worries dissolving into nothingness. This ritual works because it gives you a sense of closure. Overthinking often thrives on unresolved loops of thought, but a symbolic action like this creates a mental boundary, a clear decision to let go. The physical act reinforces the intention, helping your mind accept that it no longer needs to cling to these worries. Each tear or each wisp of smoke is a step toward freedom, providing a tangible sense of relief and resolution. As you complete the ritual, take a moment to notice how your body and mind feel. Often, the act of releasing brings an unexpected lightness or sense of calm. Acknowledge and savor this newfound clarity, knowing that you have taken an active step toward breaking the cycle of overthinking. It's a powerful reminder that you hold the ability to create space for peace, no matter how heavy your thoughts may feel. This practice can become a personal ritual, repeated whenever you feel overwhelmed. Over time, it helps reinforce the habit of letting go, teaching your mind that it's safe to release what no longer serves you. By transforming intangible worries into a physical action, you reclaim control and begin to foster a sense of inner freedom and tranquility. Breaking free from overthinking isn't about stopping thoughts entirely. It's about learning to observe and let go of what no longer serves you. These practices are like gentle mental resets, helping you return to the peace and clarity of the present moment. Each step is an invitation to simplify your mind and reconnect with your inner calm. Start small, stay consistent, and watch as overthinking fades, leaving space for joy and mindfulness.